She's like, you perverted fucker.
All right. Hello. Welcome back to 127 Studios, 127Cast. I am Clinton the Ox Sano. And today I'm joined by Bobby Kibbins, better known as Robert Kibby, and Matthew Danger Leyva.
You know it. We're brought to you by Stamps.com. Go to Stamps.com. And which mattress is sponsoring us?
I don't know, whichever mattress your mom's sleeping on.
Helix Sleep. Purple mattress.
Purple.
I forgot to ask, do you validate?
So I do have like a short list of topics here that I've been kind of putting together, and we don't have to go off of it. Like, we can pretty much just fly by the seat of our pants like we normally do. But before we get going, I'd like to say to check out our website, sano3333.wixsite.com/127studios. If the video format is not your bag, you can also get the audio format only on there and give us a listen. Don't forget to check out the 127 tracks pick of the week.
So how many threes was that?
4 threes.
Okay.
Which is...
Should have been 3 threes?
It was supposed to be 3 threes. It was supposed to be 3 threes, and then, like, it added a 3, and I'm like, but that's not what... Okay. No. I mean, the easy way to fix that is just to pay for a domain, and then, like, you can get rid of that, and it would just be...
So sponsors. He needs to fix his domain.
And
right.
Bring it on, sponsors.
That's why I gotta go to Stamps.com. That's why I need Stamps.com.
That's why you need Stamps.com. I was thinking about trying to talk to the vape shack down here in town, but you know, I quit vaping now, so...
What, for health reasons?
Yeah, I just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Are there health hazards to vaping? I'm not sure.
Like smoking.
It's like inducing like metal in your lungs.
Well, people are like, it's just moisture, and other people are like, it's metals, and whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And there are
I believe everything I see on the TV and the internet.
Right?
Yep. That's how I live my life.
That's how I live my life, too. Yep. If it's on Facebook, it must be true.
And everything that I post is just absolutely 100%.
That's me. Yep. I mean, like, if I said it...
I mean it, too.
I mean it, you know. Trump is the greatest president we've ever had. I mean, so, I posted it. I must mean it.
Well,
other people don't know anything. I know everything. Anything I post is true.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So with the quarantine and stuff, I don't have to come home, go to bed, get up and get kids or anything anymore. So I've been coming home and just like watching some YouTube and stuff in the mornings. And the other morning I got home, and one of the top picks on I forgot to turn on the screen, but one of the top picks was training with Van Damme. It was one of the top picks.
Like back then or like now?
Now, not And
because I think I could keep up with him now. I mean, he's old.
But he was like, I was laughing my ass off during it. All like the Van Damme movies have always been like a guilty pleasure of mine. like Lionheart and Double Impact and Kickboxer. Like I watched Bloodsport just yesterday. It was on TV. I was like, God, these movies are terrible.
Oh yeah, it just reminds me how bad acting really was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Well, he wasn't hired for his acting. He was hired because he knew the splits fantastic.
But back then, if you're old enough to remember them and watch them the first time, God, they were great.
Oh yeah.
But we were severely unintelligent.
We started watching them when we were like 10.
Yeah.
We were like,
but I haven't really sprouted much more in my brain since then.
This is the greatest thing ever. So like he was talking about walking and stuff, and like he's like, I notice when I was walking in my movies, I walk like this. You know how he's kind of got that where he kind of like kick his feet out kind of thing, kind of sway. He goes, and now I walk like this, and he like got all postured up and walked straight, like like he goes, it make you look confident. He goes, you are still the same sad person, but you look more confident. And I'm like, same sad person? I am offended. Yeah. It was good, and it was so much of like stretching on the wall. Like he was standing on a wall, and he kept like, put your hands like this. Notice if I'm standing here like this, and he like it was all like just how he was standing there. Like I don't know if these were supposed to be stretches or what, but it was just. And then he goes, if you have a big belly. These would hurt your back. No shit.
Well, he's still legit, isn't he? Isn't he like 50, close to 60, probably? And
he's probably got to be easily 60. Yeah. I'm 45. So.
Yeah, I think he's like 60 something.
Can we Google that? Do you have a Google Assistant in here?
I do. Just talk to.
Hey Google.
Let's say 62.
How old is Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Well, mine's not working.
59 years old.
See,
59 years old.
Hold it. Yeah. Just about 60. Hey, Google. Set the alarm for 2 a.m.
Your alarm set for tomorrow at 2 a.m.
Yes.
Thanks, Robert.
Do you sleep at all during the night? Aren't you a night owl that's always up?
But he's off
your work hours.
He's off tonight.
Yeah, but it's
nothing worse than screwing with somebody.
The funny thing is I'll be in the bedroom sleeping, and the alarms will be going off out here.
So we'll just hope that he forgets that.
I've got a smart clock under here. I got a smart screen over there, and then a mini in the kitchen. So
I knew there had to be something in here.
Oh yeah,
so they can hear no matter where you are.
So everybody, whatever they want to hear, whatever they want to see, you know, pulling the pud in front of the computer or something, they got a full-on view. Like, here you go, guys. Smile at the camera and wave.
So, how's the fame going then? Still only one subscriber? Is that you watching?
Well, of your subscribers,
have you been to therapy yet to figure out what that's all about?
You have 247 views. No likes, no comments. I believe that's all me.
Yep. Welcome to my fame too. I think I got 36 subscribers to my channel.
So you were talking about last time we talked. You were talking about gaming out on the road because you drive bus.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am technically a tour bus driver.
Right.
Travel across the United States,
the
fars and wides.
I love seeing some of your posts though, because like you're always like at these cool places taking pictures, and I'm all like, dude, that's awesome. Like, wouldn't just go there normally.
Yeah, I'm not stuck in a factory no more. That's for sure.
It's a big plus. I mean, one of these days I'll.
So actually, it's been a year and a day.
Has it been that long already?
I left the unmentionable.
The unmentionable.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin just like dropped everything last episode.
I figured I would mention it that way.
The unmentionable.
4 minutes and 36 seconds. That was the best part of that last podcast. When he mentions this, that will be the only time you see me pull something out of my mouth. God, that was great.
My brother and his
literally fell off my fucking chair laughing so hard.
My brother and his girlfriend are in the room.
Yeah.
They're like eating
But he's pulling that shit out of his teeth.
Yeah.
It looked like he was pulling a booger out of his nose.
It did. And me and Tommy are like...
You just like... Really, man? I can't take you anywhere.
That's the only time you'll see me pull something out of my mouth.
I can just tell fucking what Clinton was thinking right now. Jesus Christ, man. What are you doing?
Well, he was like, if I talk with a little more lisp than I normally do, it's because I have these in. And I was like, so if you sound gayer than normal.
Isn't that street cred? So back on the topic, on the subject, so it's been a year before this pandemic bullshit started. I had a hard 8 months of traveling. I did just under 60,000 miles. So all the way up to Sault Ste. Marie, which is northern Michigan, if anybody knows. And then Corpus Christi is the southern part. I've been to Texas, been out to Vegas, and then all the way up to Maine. So, and everything in between. So
what I was, you were talking about gaming on your phone. Mm-hmm. You have Modern Warfare on your phone, and you have
I use an Xbox
One
controller.
So, with all this stuff going on right now, being stuck at home, not having a lot to do, like I watch a lot of YouTube, and it was a DIY handheld retro system. And all it is an old cell phone. You download the retro gaming apps and stuff like that, and you get your ROMs and stuff. So how I've been playing it is with my Xbox One controller, just like you gotta program it because it's a lot of Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo games. But I have on order controller that will open up, put the phone in it, and so
see, I did all that. I tried that where it's the COD's got the little buttons, and it's so you can order the little triggers,
Yeah,
I tried that.
No, this won't have the triggers for on the screen. This will actually be a controller on the outside.
Oh, okay.
It'll have all the buttons on the outside.
I tried that; it worked okay, but then I found my hand still in front of the screen.
Yeah,
and then I found out you could hook up a PS4 or an Xbox. Well, COD for Android, I don't know if it's fixed now, but at the time, it had a glitch somewhere that they had to fix on their end. But Xbox would work. My son, he had an Xbox he doesn't use, so I just went down and took his controller from him.
You're not using it anyway.
Not paying rent in the house, so screw him, right? So anyways, that's what I was using, was just the Xbox, and then worked flawless. It worked real great. And then I carry an HDMI to Seaport cable with me, so I can hook into all the flat screens in the hotels. And then when I'm in the bus, I went and bought a 16:9 flat screen. That's all it is a screen. It don't have power, or don't have you have to have a battery pack, or you got to plug it in. It doesn't have a battery in it.
I thought it would be fun to if I could get Samsung Dex on my laptop at work, and I would just put the stuff on here so that.
Well, then that's the biggest thing. Like when I started this job, I was like, shit, I do Excel and all that, and I need Word for travel, for my work, and I do all that at home. Well, now I'm going to be gone all the time. I was like, God, I'm going to have to buy a laptop, And then I found out that these things actually have decks on them. I never knew it had decks, as I've never introduced it, because you have to plug it into a screen,
and then it will tell you.
It'll turn on. There's no app in here that tells you that you have decks.
Dex is just a normal desktop UI system. Is that
it is, but it's in the background. There's no app to turn it on. The only way it comes on is when you plug it into a flat screen.
Right. Well, you wouldn't need it any other time except when you're actually.
No, but I mean, you don't even. I had the phone for a year. Didn't even know it had it.
Yeah.
And I got it because I got the cable so I could watch movies on a bigger screen, just boost it. Well, when I plugged it in, this Dex thing came on. Then I'm trying to figure out what Dex is. Why is this coming on? It turned my screen into a laptop, So I went out and bought a wireless keyboard. I went and bought a wireless mouse, Bluetooth, nothing with a pill that actually connects by Bluetooth.
Right.
And so I do everything. I can do everything online, all through my phone now. So, and then when I bought this is the this has got the 512.
Right? That's the Note 9, right?
That's the 9, but this is what they call the Mamma Jamma one. This has got the 8 gigs of RAM. It came with the 512 gig hard drive, and then I have a 512 card in it, so it's a terabyte in this thing.
Nice.
So
I've got
this thing's more powerful than the laptop I got at home. So
cool.
And that Snapdragon,
right? That's insane how powerful cell phones are anymore. I have the 10, and so like the big difference between mine and yours is that all I need is a USB cable. Plug it into anything. I don't have to have a special dock now.
I don't need a dock either.
Oh, you don't?
No, it's just, we have the C, and then it's just HDMI on the other end. The only other thing it comes with is the cable that I chose. It has 2 ends on it, so the HDMI and that splits out to C, and then it splits out to USB, and the USB is there to charge the phone, so the phone don't die.
That makes
So
sense.
you can plug it into the TV, and it doesn't charge fast enough really, but it slows the process down, let's put it that way.
That makes sense.
Most TVs don't charge I think they only do like a half a volt or, maybe a volt. So,
Right, like most TVs aren't powerful enough
amp,
to
amp, I don't know what all the
to power like a
terminology is.
Fire Stick or anything. You know, like you have to get like an adapter that will like push extra power to it and stuff.
So like if my phone was 100% and I plugged it into the TV and watched a movie, if I didn't plug it in at all, it'd probably be down to like 70%. This would probably keep it at like 90, 85%, So.
I found that, well, we found when we were trying to watch that last UFC fight that we watched, that we were having a hell of a time getting it to stream on like my Fire TV or on the TV or anything like that. And it ended up running best off my phone. Like, we ended up just casting it through Chromecast, and it ran the best. Just buffer and whatnot. So
Yeah, you mentioned your phone isn't being charged by what you're connected to. That'll probably change as USB-C becomes more and more popular, because that's something that can be really used for anything, whether it's charging a device or connecting a game system or connecting a keyboard.
And I carry a 20,000 milliamp portable battery now, and then I plug that into it, and then I'm charging it. But I'm just stating that the TV itself just doesn't send out enough voltage to like a normal, 3.5 amp or 2 or 0.1 amp, like your normal plug-in chargers would charge at.
Right.
I think it's just like very minimal. It was never meant to charge anything. I think there's just some power coming through it.
yeah, it was meant more for multimedia, that you put a USB in and you can look at photos.
But it's got to power like the Fire Stick,
Right.
So there's got to be some kind of power there. But like I bought a 200 milliamp battery for that little monitor that I got, and it's got multiple USB ports in it, so I can charge my phone, and it'll power up the monitor and all that kind of stuff.
Talking about a battery case or just a block that you plug in?
It looks just like this.
Yeah.
200 milliamp battery.
Yeah, just a big
portable battery.
Gotcha.
And it's got 3 USBs, and then it's got a C in it. So
See, my newest one is a black web, and it's got 1 USB-C, and then it's got the regular USB port, like
micro.
No, like the big one.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I've got USB-C to USB-C cables, so I can use that, or I can use the old, or I can charge with the old school USB-C to USB.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got mine from Walmart. It's a black web also.
Pretty decent brand for being actually quite cheap. So I know a lot of people that use black web for a lot of things, and that's probably because everybody around
And
here goes to
it's nice
Walmart.
too, because like when I'm on my electric skateboard, it's got a USB on it, and then.
So what is an electric skateboard? I've never heard of an electric skateboard.
So it's a longboard. It's a 38 inch, and there's 2 different types out there. There's the ones that actually have external motors and it's belt driven. It runs the back wheels. Or like mine has hub motors. So the motors are actually inside the wheel.
So it's skateboarding with none of the work.
Work smarter, not harder. Don't you remember me say that a lot? No, I have a regular 40-inch longboard. And then I have my electric one that I carry with me.
You did some videos and stuff where you were just riding around on your board shooting videos and stuff. Like it worked pretty cool. Like
Does it go up a hill?
Yeah, it does a 30-degree incline. It'll do 32 miles an hour, and it's got regenerative braking.
Okay.
all that stuff in it. So it's it'll go 20 miles. I'm lost. I have short-term memory loss.
We were talking about your electric skateboard, but I don't know how much the conversation actually ended up on the.
You can't. Is it like film? You got to develop it and then.
I think
it's
it's a big chunk of what you were saying. So just go back and tell us the part again where you beat up a homeless dude with your electric skateboard.
Well,
that was a really
actually,
brutal
I
story,
have a
man.
homeless dude story. So
I can't even believe you told us you did that, man. You committed like
on
9
camera.
Yeah,
so many felonies.
Yeah, I know, man. You gotta edit that out.
No, I don't do much editing. If it's on, it's on.
Ah, okay.
Like, I didn't even bleep out people's names.
So anyways,
last week.
We're gonna stop talking about these homeless people I beat up. Skateboard, it's got electric motors in it, and I can get about 20 miles on it.
My daughter had an electric scooter. I imagine it'd be about the same thing.
Same thing. So I've got a Bluetooth remote that comes with it, and it tells you how fast you're going. You can change the settings, like how fast you want to go, how hard you want the brakes to be on or off.
So curious, the remote. Do you have to have the remote, or can you have like an app?
No, it's
okay.
Yeah. So like, there's a company called Flexway. They have a really nice app for the laptop, for the skateboard. You can adjust each settings and how, if you want to ramp up really quick, if you want to ramp down really slow, you can adjust all kinds of stuff.
Turn it all down, because as soon as I step on it, I'm falling on my ass. No balance.
Yeah. So
my counterweight is way too far off to one side.
But for me,
use 2 electric skateboards at a time.
I get to Chicago quite a bit. So, and then, DC was a lot of fun when I was there last, and they got tons of bike paths and stuff. So
I didn't know it was an electric skateboard. I thought you got like a Segway or something.
Oh. No.
I could just see.
Nope, I got a really nice traveling bag for it and
Nice.
all that stuff. So
Very nice.
yeah.
That's like, like, it seems like you get more toys now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting bored on the road. I got to find something new to do.
Oh, dude, it's making. Well, I went to Kentucky 6 times last year for the Ark and the Creation Museum.
Yeah,
It's a bit old.
I bet.
Look forward to the food. That's about it.
You're like, seen it. Well, it was like last time I went to the Black Hills. Everybody's all like, we're going to go to everything that there is to do in South Dakota. And I'm like, done it, and done it. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm just going to stay at the cabin that we're paying so much money for. Like, I'm just going to stay here, day drink.
Yeah, like my first big trip when I took on this job was I went to Vegas for 10 days. Well, 3 days out there and 3 days back. 4 days in Vegas, technically.
If you had to compare Vegas to the Ark Creation Museum,
Like apples and oranges.
yeah.
But the funny thing is it's my first trip, and the boss's wife calls and says, Robert, would you like to go to Vegas? I'm like, sure. Never been through the mountains, though. You all right with that? Boss gets on the phone. Well, you just use the bus in front of you to slow down, There's going to be more than one bus going out there.
Next question, are you paying for the room and horse?
So I said, well, what are we doing? She goes, well, you're just going to be doing some shuttling for an electronic carnival or electronic deal. I'm like, all right, whatever you signed us up for. So we're looking into it, and a couple other drivers. It's the EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival. You guys ever heard of that?
No. What was that?
It's like Woodstock.
I was going to say, you
acid.
told me about this when we went to breakfast once.
Yep, it's
it sounds like a good time.
It's techno music.
Okay.
Laser light show and everything. Literally, I think all the fishnet in the United States got bought out by all these kids.
Okay.
That's pretty much all the girls were wearing was fishnet, pasties, and thongs.
Okay, this is completely different than what I thought you were going to tell me. I thought this was like,
so we had to
show
haul
off our
this-
new laptop. And
So
stuff
we had
like
to
that.
haul these
That's what it
kids.
was.
You're like, we're going to an
So we had to haul these
electronics
kids.
convention.
We had to haul these kids from Vegas out to the racetrack.
Okay.
And so there's 360 buses there.
Mm-hmm.
There's 7 pickup locations, 50 buses per location.
Mm-hmm.
And every night or every day we hauled around 50,000 kids.
Okay.
And there's 150,000 people coming in this event each night out to the racetrack.
That's
the
crazy.
NASCAR track. Yeah. So the concert started at 7 p.m. at night and ended at 7 a.m. in the morning. Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. And then the buses had their own route. And it came in on the northeast section of Vegas, and we went through the Nilles Air Force Base. They paid the Nilles, they paid the Air Force, this concert did, $500,000 to build a special road right through the Air Force Base, just for us buses.
Hey, we don't want to go around. Can we just go through?
Well, and you can
not on any of our roads.
You can see the traffic on I-15 out by their track. I mean, it was just
pay to build a road.
Shut down because of so many people coming in. And you could rent a helicopter to get in and out of this place. It was like $3,500 to rent a helicopter, and it was just crazy. Just couldn't get over all the people. But that was my first trip. But
that sounds like
it was really neat
time.
Seeing all the scenery on the way out there. And,
the scenery.
Well, the scenery there. And
the scenery on the way
leaving.
And
it was all good viewing.
They put all of us drivers up at Circus, so on the north end of the new strip.
Fun.
So
that's fun.
Yep. Good times had by none.
Better times than I'm having. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Can you look into this? Sure. Can you look into that? Sure. Robert's like, booty!
I'm mostly with seniors, retired folks. That's pretty much
They're
my
going
job.
to the raves too?
Yeah.
Well, I do mostly, my job is doing tours, so traveling the United States, going to different destinations. Just before the pandemic started up, I got one trip in this year. I did a 10-day presidential library tour. So, traveled down into Texas. And
see, your job must really suck because there's a lot of places you just can't go right now. And with the limitations.
Well, I'm not working at all.
Yeah.
I'm working on buses, but I'm not doing my job.
Right.
No.
Because you can't go very many places. See, now I think... I said this earlier to Amanda. I was like, they're trying to open everything back up around here, and it's just starting here. It's like we're just seeing it. Like we had 12 cases in Plymouth County.
You're seeing it because they're testing now.
Right.
They're having testing sites.
But I'm saying we had.
It's always going to bump now because they're trying harder to find it.
But it's like there was only 12 confirmed cases in Plymouth County, and like how many in Woodbury? I was like, it's gonna, it's spiking there, and half their population works here. Like, so it's going to keep growing here.
Look at the Tyson and Dakota City. I mean, they're 15% of their employees are infected. 669 people, last I seen it.
Yeah.
4,300 people that are employed there. So 15% is like, 4,300 is like 650
They actually
people.
have the National Guard out front testing everybody as they go in.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's just the quick forehead temperature
How many
test,
people?
right?
How many people do you?
I don't know because they're wearing full fucking like hazmat suits and everything out there.
Even if they were testing for coronavirus, that test takes a couple days or at least a couple hours. So
it takes like 5 days to get results back.
Idea.
I think, but like we do screening at work where they ask you the questions. About, and here's the thing is I'm fat, I'm diabetic, so like all this stuff that like anything I eat can make me shit. So they're like, have you had any diarrhea, have you had coughs, have you had trouble breathing, like, and I'm huffing because I just got across the parking lot.
Did you tell them this is my basic normal part of my life?
That's what I said, So like I was watching this report the other day, they're like COVID feet is a new thing where your feet get cold. I was like, my feet are always freezing, and that's
you've had it your whole entire life.
Well,
it originated from you.
Yeah, right.
You're like
patient zero right here.
You're China.
I'm China.
Why do you call it the China virus? Because it was from China.
No, it's the Kung flu.
No, but Trump was calling it the China virus, and that chick was always asking, "Why do you call it the China virus?" Because it was from China.
China. I like how it says China.
China. We're just gonna have to build a wall.
God bless Trump. If anything, if it just pisses everybody off, it makes me happy.
Right? There's was a meme. It had a picture of Trump because he's talking about that they're having a lot of luck with disinfectants kill it within minutes. So finding a way to introduce that into the body and heat. So being outside.
So is that how all the idiots perceived that he told them all to drink and disinfectants?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Lysol came out with a statement saying, "Please do not inject."
Oh, like a whole new setup of Tide Pod.
Yeah, do not do this.
But that's really how the world alleviates half its population, is because that's how you get rid of the stupid ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Natural selection.
Yeah, just let them do it. Who gives
Stop
a shit?
putting leashes on children. If they want to walk off the cliff, it happened.
I'm assuming in the 1800s that's how they got rid of the retards. So I mean,
at the same time, they didn't live past 5.
here, drink this. It tastes just like Kool-Aid.
Was there anybody who was actually drinking Lysol though, or bleach or whatever he said, or was
Oh, there has to be. They ate fucking Tide Pods.
Would they have just ate the Lysol even if Trump said nothing?
Probably way before that.
Yeah.
Where do you think he got the idea from?
Yeah.
He's not that smart.
Maybe that's why he's so healthy. What is he, 75? He seems to have boundless energy. He never exercises. What's his secret? Drinks Lysol.
Drinks Lysol.
Yeah.
under a regular basis.
Yeah.
I think
Predetermined select dose.
Here it is. It says you'll see it.
I've been injecting now for 2 days and I feel great. I really do. I look great too. I know more about disinfectant than anyone. It's like his skin's falling off.
So, let's see if I can just kind of put that into frame there. But Joe, that's funny because that's really probably what his hair looks like before it's gone. Use the best words. I have the best words.
So we can get back to the homeless people that I've met.
Yeah.
What homeless people?
Did I ever tell you the story about
BDB?
that homeless guy? Yeah, BDB.
BDB.
Yeah, Big Dick Bob. So, I was down in Kansas City. I was waiting on scouts from Omaha. Who would have thought when you go to Amtrak to pick people up, because the train is supposed to be on time all the time, right?
Right.
Okay. Who would have known that Amtrak's not on time anymore?
No.
They're regularly always late. Did not know that. I think I've ridden a train once in my entire life when I was a little kid. So I take the bus, go down there, get there on time to pick these people up. I go on there, train's 3 hours late. So I got nothing else better to do but go walk around. So the Union Station's down there by the World War I monuments in the museum. Nothing's open. So I'm walking around and I come across these two homeless guys sitting on this park bench. The guy gets up and walks right up to me. He's like, "Hey man, I know you." I'm like, "No dude, you don't know me. I mean, if you really knew me, you would remember me, His whole time he's shaking my hand, right? He's like, "No man, I know you." So we're talking a little bit and I'm like, "So what's your name, man?" And he goes, "Man, they call me Little John." And just the way I think, and I'm just kind of a quick smart ass about it, I said, "No shit, they call me Big Dick Bob." The dude on the park bench fucking just falls off, rolling down laughing. This guy takes his hand away, doesn't want to touch me no more. Mind you, I'm not homeless.
So when me and Robert worked together, one of the things that I like to do was, he doesn't like being called Bob. So I call him Bob all the time. Okay. That was how we started, saying Bobby Kibbins.
Okay.
Just that whole thing. And so...
we're not allowed to talk about my rock group, right?
We're not?
Nope.
Why? Do we have to wait for the wife so
we're
she
going to
can
have to beat the living shit out of this thing.
He was a member of a boy band, and then he went on into a hardcore solo rap career.
Wait, a literal boy band?
Oh no.
No.
I think we just need to clarify how much time Clinton has on his hands when he's home alone.
Sure.
And who's he thinking about when he's home alone?
Big Dick Bob.
He was thinking about me. Just think about that. He was thinking about me. He's fucking writing music, putting an album together, making fucking artwork, and like, oh my god.
But the thing is like he hated it, but his old lady like.
Well, I'm still not sure I understand the
it.
context. You're saying you created something based on what you did?
Because
I work for Navigator Motor Coaches, so he calls it the Navigators.
Navigator was the name of his boy band because he's like they're always taking pictures of these tour buses that are Navigator. I'm like, dude, that's his band. Actually, that was Billy. That was
you and Billy.
It was me and Billy because we were talking about. See, his thing for me was I talk with my hands. And then when I get worked up, like, I just... so he says I'm like those blow-up things you see at the car lots where they're like...
got the hands out there?
arm wavers.
Yeah. So he would always be sending me pictures when he's out and about. Like, what are you doing here?
So Snapchat used to actually have one of those things that you could put on, make it look like it was on the ground, So it was a travels with Clinton that one day.
Yeah.
So I was on my bus on the weekend. And Clinton's on. I had him on my seat. I'm like, and I'm having this conversation with this thing, like, God damn it, Clinton,
get out of my seat!
Get out of my seat!
So my retaliation to this was, what it started was I found a video by Stone Sour where the crowd was these things, and by the end of the video, the band was those things, and I sent it to him, and he was all like. I stopped listening after they started throat punching the radio or the microphone. I'm like, what kind of music do you listen to? And like, and me and Billy went off like he loved boy bands and stuff like that because me and Billy are both like rockers and stuff like that. And so that's how Navigator started. So originally it was I found a picture of some no-name boy band and I superimposed his head onto one of the characters and then put him in front of the Navigator bus. And then then the song came after that.
And he wrote it, and then he even sang a song.
Yep, I had the song recorded and everything. Thank you. I'm like staring right at it. So then the song and these aren't like I didn't take time to write these songs. I just I found one of those auto-tune rap apps, and then you just start laying down lyrics over top of it, and it was just like Navigator gonna make you scream. It was great. So then later it was and then he left the group and he starts
the solo career.
The career. But your name was Little Kibbs, aka BDB.
I even transitioned into my own solo career and didn't even know it.
Nice. Man,
like he had
accomplished.
Damn right. And then there was plans for a reunion, but it didn't happen.
Couldn't agree on anything.
See, and his old lady was on board with this. She Jeff Harris wanted to do tour shirts with the band on them, the group, and then just like a bunch of his stops from when he was out on the road and stuff on his shirt, and like she was like, "Oh, this would be so great!" Like,
I was gonna fire them all.
This sounds like some little throwaway joke that I might just mention once as just a fleeting comment, but you took it to 11. You took it to the...
I cranked that shit.
It wasn't 11, man. It was like 18.
I was like, I cranked
and the knob only goes to 10.
I was like, I broke the knob right off of that shit. Like...
God damn.
There's plenty of times where I just take it to that level that nobody else is willing to go to. For a while, he didn't have like a plaque outside of his office. Everybody else had their plaques outside the office, so I took it upon myself to make everybody plaques. Well, he had the smallest one. And Billy's was like normal size, and I even made myself one, and I'm only a lead. I don't get something like that. But mine was fucking huge. And I made sure that I had like the longest title on mine. So, I come up with something and I got to do it.
Cool.
Good times on a very boring job.
It could be. It could be. Yes. And we were talking about that right now.
Yeah.
It's with how slow everything is. It's insane.
Is that how you wrote your Nickelback song?
No, the Nickelback one was just
Came out inspiration.
Oh, I was like
for Nickelback.
Yeah. Everybody's like, I get so tired of people talking about how, like, especially around here, if a band has been here or something like that, they're all of a sudden like the greatest band ever. So like Hinder, is that the band? Hinder was here a couple times. Sick Puppies was here a couple times.
Are we talking like in Sioux City or Sioux Falls?
In Sioux City. And they're instantly like, you see everybody wearing the Sick Puppies and Hinder shirts and stuff like that.
They went to the concert. They bought their material.
Yeah, but like they're suddenly like...
That's their number one.
They're number one. And I'm like...
I'm telling you right now, Nickelback is number one.
Yeah, Nickelback.
I don't know why everybody hates Nickelback.
Right?
I'm gonna tell you right now, fuck you. I like Nickelback. I'm proud to say it. Right?
Yeah, there you go. Bobby Gibbons coming out.
Right.
Nickelback is a...
But why does Nickelback, seriously, why does Nickelback honestly get shit on? Is it because they've had such a success?
It's not so much like... So first it was like, they're formulaic.
Very.
And that's what I was telling him. I was like,
I'm sorry, what does that mean for a non-understanding of music shit? Whatever that is?
Every song is the same.
Oh, same. So like same four chords.
Yep, same chords.
So just like Nirvana and everybody else.
Just like AC/DC, that's one thing.
No.
But there's bands that do it well, and Nickelback does it very well.
Blink-182.
Nickelback does.
Well, they all like that.
But yeah, I play bass, and I play the same for like 6 bars the entire time. Like you're just like. It's the same. But so yeah, I was like, yeah, but they're. It always starts off dun 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 dun. That's all Nickelback stuff, and then.
Well, maybe I like them because I'm simple-minded.
So I just maybe.
We're allowed to be open here.
Yeah, no, but like, so we're allowed to be ourselves. Might as well just start talking all the less.
I should have worn my unicorn shirt.
Just because
just thinking
Mr.
about
Tenor
it.
didn't
I'm thinking
make it.
about him. Thinking about him.
I called him. I called you 3 times. Went straight to voicemail. So it's on you, buddy. It's on you.
I was thinking about him. The one guy I hired I never got to work with.
Count your
As
blessings.
I'm walking out the door, he's like, "Did I get the job?" I'm like, I don't know, man. I put you in for it. It's not my fucking problem no more. Good luck.
Good luck.
Hope you like Wells. Oh, I dropped the name. Fuck.
Beep.
Yep.
Are we not supposed to mention the company that must not be named, and why are we not supposed to mention it?
I think he just had a. He just wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where, like, you don't want to get in trouble because they have their whole media thing. Like, you can't badmouth.
Who's badmouthing?
Nobody's badmouthing.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we've said anything bad in any of the...
Well, here's how you get around it. Instead of mentioning the company that must not be named, whenever you need to mention work, you just call it the Umbrella Corporation. Or something like that.
But when you work there for so long, it's not very easy not to say the name.
Well, and then, like,
because I still catch myself saying how we or all that is, and I'm like, it's not we. I don't work there no more. How they?
They,
them.
It's
them poor bastards.
But
no, I mean, I worked there for 20 years. It was a great place to work. I didn't leave because I absolutely hated the place. I left to try something different. I lost my interest. Found more interest in doing something else. Tell you what, it was rough leaving that night. It was real rough.
The night you left?
Well, I knew it was rough because, like, you came out, made your rounds and stuff, and then just didn't see it. Like,
yeah.
I go in to say something to you, and you were gone, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, so this wasn't a 2 weeks notice.
Oh, I did 2 weeks.
Yeah, he put his 2 weeks in.
Everybody was aware of it, and we had conversations as a group. I had 28 people under me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. everybody was well aware of it. And we had I went around and said goodbye to everybody that night, early that night.
Oh, okay.
And I just didn't tell everybody that I was leaving early.
Okay.
I left 2 hours early.
Like, he told me he was probably going to leave early, but, like, I figured he'd be like, hey, man, heading out. And I'd be like, all right, man. But, like, no, just ducked. Okay. I was like...
just done.
Okay, I thought you might have been just like, I'm so fucking done with this place, which it sounds like you were, but you still were polite enough to say bye.
Oh, no, yeah, I mean, because even when I put my 2 weeks in, they're like, you know, you can leave whenever you want. You don't need to put your 2 weeks in, and we'll be fine. And it's like, all right, I understand. I'll honor my 2 weeks.
I appreciated that you stayed for the 2 weeks, because it really helped me prep for the next couple months that I pretty much...
But... You know, I mean, I had every opportunity just to walk out, but my biggest thing is I had an establishment there, and I could always, I needed to be able to have a place to come back to in case I needed to.
Right.
'Cause, I mean, look I'm not even a year out. I'm unemployed. Boy, did I fuck that one up.
Well, you know, we've got some spots open.
Well, and that's the thing, when Navigator let me go, you know, laid me off, technically, you know, they're like, we really hope you would come back, Robert. You know, I mean, he was like really worried I wasn't going to come back. And I told my wife, I said, you know, I'll go try that place that she's working at up in Orange City now, you know, because she left they mentioned
the Umbrella Corporation.
The Umbrella Corporation. So she's really happy up there, you know. And
she's working at Staples?
No, it's that they do make carbon fiber parts for airplanes and stuff like that. So she's up there, and it's really relaxed, and she likes it. And I said I could just go and get him, you know, go up there until this other job calls me back. And she's like, then they're talking about the extra $600 for us losers that don't have jobs and all this other stuff. And she's like, just take that unemployment and work on the race truck and hang out with the kids and. Don't worry about it. Just take that time now.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when you are working...
But I got really lucky when the boss called me and said that, hey, we got that government loan, that payment protection program loan that they small businesses could get. So now they're paying me my wages.
Nice.
So...
I'm just hoping that we get another round of stimulus checks. Like, it's crazy that this pandemic is the reason that I'm catching up on so many things.
But I tell you what, though, like Nebraska, unemployment, they fucking suck.
Oh, really?
Oh, they suck. I've been out of work for what, 2 months now? How long has it been?
That's
been about
6
2
weeks,
months.
I think.
It's been about 7 weeks.
Still haven't received my unemployment.
Really?
All the other employees that I work with all received it within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's because I live in a different state, and I've been unemployed from another job inside of 18 months, and I left that job.
But you should be drawing off of your previous job then.
And that's the whole dispute. It's another state talking to another state, you know, and all this other crap. It was just a debacle.
Because the Umbrella Corporation could dispute it, but there's nothing they can do about it.
They're not charging any other companies.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's getting covered under. Everybody's unemployment is getting covered by the government.
Well, unemployment is you pay into that, so like.
I understand that, but there's a difference between a company getting charged and not getting charged. So,
because when
I've learned a lot because I've never been unemployed in my entire life until now. I've never filed for unemployment ever. I've always had a job since I was 16.
Before I came to Wells, the Umbrella Corporation.
Fuck it, we're done. It's Wells. WELLS.
So before I came to Wells,
Incorporated,
Inc. or
whatever you want to call it, LLC or Enterprise or
whatever they need for the tax purposes.
My balls.
But before I came to Wells, I was.
It's good ice cream though.
I was unemployed for 2 months. That was the first time I'd ever been unemployed myself, and the place I was working, I had worked for them just long enough to where I could draw off of Wilson. So it was great. I mean, like, I wasn't making hardly anything, but
yeah. So basically, all I've been doing is I dragged my race truck out of the backyard and found out the motor's blown. It was depressing. Been recaging the front end, and I pulled the motor out today. You called me an hour before I got here. Hey man, do a podcast? Sure, kind of knuckles deep in my engine, but all scarred up. But I pulled the engine, got a shower, and I was here inside of an hour. So
if you need things to do, man, I've got things.
no, I'm not. I don't work for anybody. I'm not for hire.
Just saying.
I got a honey-do list that I don't even do. Literally.
I do what I want.
I got a honey and I have a do list. I don't do any of it.
Just do what I want constantly. This is my vacation.
No, I've just been doing shit around the house and whatever. I'm in no big hurry. But I'm like working on buses, so I'm like polishing wheels right now in Sioux City. I gotta go to Norfolk. Monday I gotta go pick up a bus in Omaha, bring it up here. Tuesday I gotta go to Norfolk, and then after that back polishing wheels again.
So you're just doing like delivering vehicles and mechanic work or something?
So we have a bus that had a transmission issue, so they sent it down to get it worked on. So I got to bring that back to Sioux City. That's the Musketeers bus. The Musketeers actually have their own bus that they rent from us because it's a sleeper. So the chairs all turn into beds. That's got to get back to Sioux City, and I need to polish those wheels. I have my brand new buses in Norfolk. They didn't buy me a new bus. They bought a new bus, and it's somewhat assigned to me.
Okay.
So
They didn't buy me a new bus, but it's mine.
it's labeled Roberts. I'm allowed to put my name on the side if I want.
When you say polishing the wheels, what does that mean though?
So like,
That means he's sucking up to the boss, all right?
just
I thought you were literally polishing wheels for a second, but that doesn't make sense. Like, how much time are you spending? Like,
it takes about 2 hours to do a wheel.
oh, okay,
Like, keeping them clean.
okay.
Probably got a buffer wheel and stuff like that. And
Yeah, it's a grinder with different pads that I have and different compounds, and you just go through the process.
Okay.
So
last time I did any kind of work on a set of rims, I ended up getting.
that's what it looked like.
Sure.
That's what it looked like when I was done.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it looks just like fresh, brand new chrome when you're done with it.
Cool.
So
So shiny.
tell you what, the first wheel I did, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm still learning how to do this, right? I've never polished wheels in my entire life. And I literally had to clean my shower after I took a shower. I was so dirty. Everything goes on me.
I'm the same way, man. Like, so when I was in high school and I had my Camaro, I had these Keystones but they had been sitting in a shed, so I had to take some time, put some TLC into them, scrub them down. I ended up giving myself like this huge chrome sliver. It was terrible, but I had never done anything like that before, and I did it all by hand.
Yeah.
Brillo pads and
So like one of the
pads.
first projects they had me do was go to Norfolk for a couple days, stay the night over there, and we had buses that got flooded in that 19 flood over there. And one of our newer buses, that interior was still good, so I took all that interior out, put it in one of our other buses, took its interior out, and then put the newer style interior in it. That took me 2 weeks to do that, so that was a bitch. Them fucking chairs are heavy. And I'm taking out the side windows and I'm lining up both the buses up to each other, and I make a plank so I can transfer one set of interior to the other, and I'm doing all the shit by myself. And mechanics are like, man, you're doing that by yourself. We usually do that together. Fuck you.
Just because I'm better.
Walking around hunched over like I'm 90 because the fuck is so goddamn sore. So I'm just glad I don't have to do that again. But it sounds like Tuesday we're going to get rid of a couple of those buses for scrap, so. Yeah, good times. Just where you edit?
Yeah, I was looking at your phone.
Just where you edit?
What up?
Do you actually do any editing at all?
Sometimes, pretty much I cut out the chit chat at the very beginning of it, and then we go into the actual episode, and then put in the web links and the channel name and stuff on the corner of the screen.
So what software do you use?
I'm using Power Director 365. So
So I use Keen Master on my phone.
Oh, yes.
All those videos that I make for my YouTube channel are all on here. So like, there's my intro that I made. So then I can add that intro into the beginning of my video.
That's cool. What is that again?
Keen Master. It's
Keen Master.
Or
Kind Master, whatever you want to call it.
Well, see, like
But it when you download it onto your phone, and then it does a it looks into your system, and then it tells you how good of a video you can edit off of your processing power and all that. So like my intro to my travels.
all right. Well,
Oh, I lost my
apparently I
audio.
got to take this. You guys, go ahead and keep chatting.
Yeah, what kind of videos do you make?
Oh, I travel the United States, so
Just vlogs of your
yep.
stuff? Okay.
Attention, please. Attention, please. And now the moment we've been waiting for is here.
So I carry a GoPro with the gimbal. I had the GoPro Karma gimbal.
What's a gimbal?
It's got the gyros in it, so it keeps everything nice and smooth.
Oh, okay. I know I've heard that word before, but
So I just edit and video all my stuff, and then add music, and I talk on them and stuff to different places that I go.
so it's mostly just downtime between trips.
This is during the trip. Yeah, so like I'm with my group right now. We're walking around Salem, Boston, and Massachusetts. So
Location.
yeah, so just talking about where we're at and what we're doing.
Do you end up losing people on long trips? They didn't get back to the bus on time?
I have tour guides. They're responsible to make sure everybody's on the bus.
okay.
I'm just responsible to drive.
Gotcha.
So why this is
That sounds like it would be hell, trying to make sure everybody's there on time.
Yeah, no, I
Make sure
don't.
they're on the bus.
Here we go.
All right. Sorry about that.
I don't pay attention to.
Could you
it's not my
imagine
responsibility.
Robert as a tour guide? There's some shit.
so.
There's some
Yeah.
shit. Enjoy yourself.
So like even like when my wife and I, we go, like I went to my buddy's shop to go visit his hot rods and shit. I made my own video. We videoed our experience or whatever you want to call it. So looks like I lost all my audio.
So you actually have a Facebook page or a YouTube channel?
Yep, Robert Kibby. It's pretty.
Just Robert Kibby.
Yep, just look me up.
Cool.
So I have like all my tough truck videos are on there from racing. Right now I've got my build going on.
So we'll put a link to that in the description below. So if you guys are interested in seeing some of the
So
stuff
I
Robert's
have
been doing.
my own little side company called Robert Kibby Design. So like I do logos and stuff like that. One of my buddies, Nick, does vinyl and stuff. So I do a lot of his designs for anything.
And Nick did my truck, so
Yep.
like it does good work. So
I do all that. So I just kind of just use that. So Robert Kibby Design, that's like when I'm doing any of the, just hanging out, doing any of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm going to visit places. But when I'm traveling in the bus, it's Travels with Robert.
Travels with Robert.
Yes. I don't know what else to call it. It's lame, but whatever.
It works though.
Yeah.
But no, so Missy is doing her YouTube and stuff now, and I tell her, I was like, you know, if you're making it on your phone, you can get like a direct an editing program on your phone, and you can do like an intro.
Yeah,
you can do-
the one that I have, God, I think it was like $60 or $70, but your first time buying it's half price. So it's like $35 for the year.
So like my intro for this, I made on like a couple different programs. I did the lettering on one, then I took out all the background and stuff, and then found the intro maker, and then I put the logo into it, and then I found the music, and so it was a little bit of a thing to develop, you know. but it still turned out pretty decent, but I like yours. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, the only issue I have with it is like, if I want to record in 4K and do like 120 frames per second or 240, so I can do slow motion, when it uploads into the software, it takes everything, it puts it right to 30 frames per second. It doesn't let me do, so slow motion is a joke in the software.
Yeah, and then it looks funky because
if you go too slow, it starts looking blocky.
Right.
And I recorded it a high frame rate on purpose so I could slow it down, right? And it won't let me do that. That's the only issue I have with it. I could do that with a better software, maybe on a computer, but with what I got,
I edit mine all on my PCs.
It's not a game changer for me. It's an issue.
Right. It's still getting you what you need.
Yeah. The nice thing with my GoPro is I can highly adjust my frame rate video, on how I'm videoing. So,
I think my thing was like $40 for the full version of it, and then it's that learning curve of trying to figure out it. Like, all your editing programs are pretty much the same thing. It's just figuring out how they have it laid out.
Yeah.
I had paid for another one a few years ago. Then they updated it, and then it was telling me I was using a trial version. I was like, wait, I paid for the license for this. And they're like, oh no, that's only for this version. And I'm all like, that's dumb, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm not gonna go back to an older version that might not work correctly, and I'm not gonna keep paying you guys to have the new, better version. I paid for it. You update it. That's how that works.
The nice thing about this too is, like, if you did the monthly installments and you want to add like layers and all that thing and all the different things that you have to pay for each one of those, but when you pay for it the whole year, you get put in pro mode and all that shit's for free.
See, and then I also have my Adobe subscription for my editing and stuff, and I can do like Adobe Creative Cloud or something like that, but I've never messed with it. David Anderson uses that for a lot of his stuff, and he does some really good work.
Yeah.
So
doesn't even YouTube have its own video editing?
They do.
But it's not. There's not much there.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. You can do some basics, but you can't really get indulged and do multiple layers. And
you can do you can do some audio changes. You can do maybe some.
Fade in, fade out stuff.
Yeah, it's real basic, but I mean, it's better than not having anything.
Sure.
So somebody that's using
it's nice that they actually offer that, but the problem is you got to do that on a computer. You can't do that on a phone.
Right. Well, you can.
Oh, you can?
You can do that on your phone, but like I said, like most of the stuff I've done is like multiple apps for different.
So like when I got the GoPro, I was using the GoPro app to do my video editing. And that is by far the worst editing software I've ever met in my entire life. It would crash my phone all the time. Like, it's just horrible. Until I found KeyMaster, it was like one of the worst things I've ever done. So a lot of you can see my video quality has really changed. That's when I went to KeyMaster. But
no, I'm gonna have to check out your stuff. So, I always like when more people are involved in some of the stuff that I do too, because like Nick Cleaver, I called Nick Cleaver, shouted out to Nick Cleaver the other day because he puts up a lot of good content when he does make stuff. Like then Missa doing her stuff, she, I'm like, hey, welcome to the world, of
well, for me, it's
creativity.
For me, it's getting over being able to talk into the camera.
Yeah.
Well,
you get used to it. You
do. I'm building up on it,
So, when I first started, my biggest worry about doing this was, I want to have people on, but I don't want people that are overly trying to be funny. I just want us to be like we normally are, we just normally talk, and I think we've had pretty good luck with that so far. Eventually we'll probably end up having somebody that's trying to be funny, and it's just it doesn't work that well, you know. But and then like I've been doing YouTube since for the past
We have to wait for that train.
It is what it is. I mean, there's so much I
We're
can't.
so raw here, it's not even funny.
What you see is what you get.
This is Merrill. You can't get rid of the horn, so.
Right. Just keep talking. Well, eventually, you know, when the world comes back normal, I'll get the sound box to where I can adjust, and it'll only pick up what's in front of the mic and stuff like that. But everything's so slowed down right now. Like I said, like I've had more mics on order, just waiting. But they're like Amazon says June before I'm going to get them. I'm like, whatever.
I just ordered a couple more, or different mics than this altogether.
Same mics.
Okay.
So that way I'm completely using the same, you know, then the booms for the mics and everything, you know, so each person can have their own mic at the table. So, but, and then, because right now when we hit the table, you hear that through the mic and
Like
stuff.
that.
Well, of course you would.
So just doing this throughout the...
Yep, that would be terrible.
I'm driving him nuts.
Yeah.
Doing it. I've been doing it the whole time with you.
Oh no, it's
Somebody freestyle.
come on, Kibbins.
No. Well, I'm not the one that was doing the singing, so.
Really?
What was that? Who was that boy band, the brothers that found out they were lip syncers the whole time?
Milli Vanilli?
Yeah, that's me.
That's funny. But, all right, well, I think we're going to draw it to a close. So, any last remarks or comments, fellas?
Just missing the unicorn.
Missing the unicorn. Justin, next time you better answer, man. Finally got Matt on. I'm actually surprised that he was on camera. We've just been telling everybody he was going to be the voice off to the back, you know, like he would be the guy making the comments off to.
So I think I have messed up by leaning off camera too often. So
It's all right, you know. I'm everybody
here.
knows. I'm here.
It's a free podcast. You get what you pay for.
Right. I mean, you have to find us if you really want to listen to us. All right. Well, thanks, Robert. Thanks, Matt, for joining. So remember to check out our website, sano333.wixsite.com/127studios. If you don't want to watch the video, you can get the audio only format on there. Check out the 127 tracks pick of the week. And remember, why be like everybody else when you can be somebody else? Thank you.